All right. Welcome back, traders. Hopefully you had a wonderful weekend. I'm on a couple minutes early here before the close. We got a nice last week or so. I think last week we were sitting here on 84, 85K. And I was saying that nothing has really changed on that chart until we got momentum shifting back up, right? So we are about to confirm a weekly buy signal on the stochastic RSI. That is pretty good news. That is going to probably catalyze us to move higher. I do think we probably get a little bit of a pullback here, maybe to go test 88K next week. I think we could do that, something like that, as our daily and 2-day oscillators are a bit extended. You can see we're a bit overbought here on the daily time frame. We are about to maybe clip here on the daily. The 12-hour I think is clipping, and coming down. We're losing a bit of momentum here. But we don't really want to see Bitcoin go too much below 93K on a high time frame basis. I think right now we're okay. We're fine. That weekly buy signal, right, was going to take some time to materialize into something good. So yeah, we'll see how this ends up playing out. Like I said before, like I just said, I think it wouldn't be weird if we did kind of draw down to 88 to 90K region to kind of back test this move that we just got. That's really it. And if we don't back test and we just run, that's also great. Like our 3-day RSI is not overbought. Our daily RSI is, technically it's not overbought, but HA candles are overbought. Yeah. So yeah, this coming down and making a higher low somewhere is definitely something that is viable. I definitely would say that something along these lines is good to see, actually, like a retest. And then we base here and we hopefully do that because that weekly ticked up. So that means in the next couple of weeks, we should probably see that continuation through that zone, given that signal holds active, right? Sometimes you get fake outs on those signals, but less likely a fake out signal on a weekly time frame. And you can see that our signals flip long here on the weekly. We haven't had a weekly long signal flip since the short signal we got in December. So that is a trend shift. Okay. We got 4 people on the stream tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And let's look at that ETH Bitcoin ratio, because that, to me, is pretty important if we're going to see, a bit of an alt run. Okay. So ETH Bitcoin did end up putting in what looks to be a hammer candle or pretty close to one. Okay. We did tap into this liquidity zone here we talked about on the stream last week. I wouldn't say that it's out of the woods by any means, but this is a good start to reversing its trend against Bitcoin. And low risk, right? Low risk to be kind of rolling Bitcoin for ETH here at these lows. Right, so this could be, again, we don't have any real confirmation. If this low is a bounce and we get a retest of the 0.026 and we come back down and we make a higher low somewhere and we make a double bottom somewhere, then we really get that kind of confirmation that this trend is going to shift, because we don't know right now what this is going to do. we know that this is a level that's pretty important. So we really want to see that hold. If we really want to get ETH starting to outperform Bitcoin and go into some sort of alt run, this is kind of what you want to see happen. Okay. Let's go to the tether chart. I'm sure the tether chart actually looks high time frame. I think looks well. We're still high time frame. We started the breakdown here on the weekly for tether, but I would still say it's kind of holding this major moving average right now. So what we really want to see is in the next couple days. We want to see this actually end up breaking this 4.65% region. That's what we really want to see. What's going on, Bobby? Now, I think we got maybe a day or two of pullback here on Bitcoin, as I was just saying earlier. You're just tuning in. Daily time frame is a bit overbought. It's coming into that major level around that 84 or 94,000 region. And we probably just get some sort of back test to like 88, 90K regions. And also we can see Tether, at a demand line here on the daily. We got this breakdown, which is great, which is why we got that nice pump. It looks like it's going to maybe back test this region here around 5.38%. Hopefully this ends up getting rejected here, and then we end up, continuing the breakdown, which is continuing the move up in the market, which would be kind of confluent with a weekly buy signal that we basically just got. So that's pretty much it. Expect a couple red days here. Wait for those dailies to reset, and we should be heading back up after that, hopefully. We'll see. Yeah, because our weeklies are pointing down here on Tether. But, do know that this is still in the bullish control zone on Tether. It's still in the 50 zone. And so it's still noteworthy to pay attention to that because, there sometimes are these rallies we get before maybe potentially major drawdowns. I'm not saying that that's what's happening here, but I am saying that to be cautioned for that because we've seen it happen before. Yeah, so yeah, Bitcoin broke its wedge that it's been in. I'm not concerned with Bitcoin until, like I said, until we really start breaking below that 50-week moving average, which we never did. We actually never made candles below it. We wicked into it, but we closed candles above it. So I say we are remaining in a bull market until we see that happen. If we start making closes below, at this point it's around 78K, 79K. I would say that would be not so good. So par for the course right now. All right, that's basically it for high time frame analysis here on Bitcoin. Yeah, we can see that we did hit top of the Bollinger here on the weekly. So we probably get a couple days of, maybe a couple days of drawdown here. This probably comes down, and price probably moves with it. And that's basically it. Let's look at the 2-week. All right, so the 2-week time frame is crossed up. Which alts are looking good? I think a lot of those. I think the ones that have really been already showing their strength are really those AI coins, man. like those virtuals coins made some major bounces and major rallies off their lows. Yeah, I think that's where all the speculation is definitely going to right now for altcoins anyway. I mean, this coin just deciding to continue rallying even though everything else is not. This coin looks pretty strong. Alchemist AI. This thing reversed before the rest of the market, February 25th. This is strong, right? I'm not saying to ape into this or anything right now. It looks like it's at the top of its range. It'll probably pull all the way back down too. But yeah, I like I said before, I think a lot of these virtual coins look good. You know, some of the major ones, major assets here like INJ, well, this was looking good. You know, it might pull back here and retest this low or something now, but pretty significant bounce off that low, off that $6-7 low. You know, put in a nice weekly close back above this level here. AI16Z, this one was a strong one, you know, last run up we had. I think I have more data on it on deck screener. So let's see. I think it was here. Yeah, so you can see a nice reversal coming in here for AI16Z. You know, this is already up like 125% from that low. It's pretty good. I suspect it to pull back here. Maybe back to like 16 cents or something. You know, that neckline that it broke from. Retest that. Your game token on virtuals making a nice recovery. Broke back out of its channel here that it was in a major breakdown from. You can see the volume coming in a bit here. Convo was the other one. That was a major one that also started to break out of its wedge. There's a bunch of them that look good. Polytrader low cap one was looking pretty good. I traded this a bit actually. I think it's going to pull back now. It just made a pretty big move out from that wedge. You know, 500% move from the bottom there. That's a pretty big move. I'm in this Saint one right now, actually. This one just looks like it broke its structure too. It might all pull back right now too. So, you know, that's just kind of how these go. This could come back to this neckline here. But yeah, nice weekly bullish engulfing candle. That's active. It's totally possible that this asset can, you know, go back up to 0.028 cents to complete this pattern. That would make some sense. A lot of these assets are doing this stuff right now. So, you know, maybe look to find some decent pullbacks. Wait for those daily resets, those 2-day resets. And you maybe get yourself into some of these positions, you know, if you want to trade these. That's pretty much it. I mean, obviously, these are all like really highly speculative assets. A lot of these don't really do anything. I mean, some of them do. These AI agents, some of them do stuff, you know. But I think the AI agent space is where all these are at. I think your PC's hacked. That's not good, dude. That's not good at all. Obviously, you know your major L1s too probably are safer to kind of trade than these memes. I wouldn't say they're memes, they're AI agent coins. Some of the memes actually do look pretty good too. Like Opus, another AI coin, looked decent, or I should say, was looking decent down here with its wedge break. So that's unfortunate, man. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. So Opus with the break and the retest, and I don't know if that pattern's going to play out, but it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So. Anybody else have any specific requests that they want to look at? It's tokens or stocks they want to look at? Yeah, we can look at gold. I think gold's and that's not a good weekly candle, right? Long-tailed like that, but yeah, I don't know. It's in a power uptrend. It's on the bid. Still on the bid, probably, with the dollar showing lots of weakness. In terms of day trading this thing, yeah, I don't know. Looks like it'll go back up on the 4-hour. You might catch a little bit of that if you want. 33.71 or something. I don't know. I'd be careful though with that weekly close. That was not necessarily a good weekly close. Or still, low time frame making lower highs here. Lower high. I mean, you kind of confirming a low here on the 4-hour, but yeah, it's a 4-hour chart. Gold's hyper bullish right now, straight up. It is. But at some point, if the dollar decides it's going to bounce, which, let's look at the dollar real quick. All right, well, you got a 2-day hammer that printed here, but no follow through yet on it. It might go back up to test the 101s. It's probably very oversold. I got all sorts of buy signals down here. Yeah, I'd be cautiously bullish on gold right now. I probably wouldn't even want to be trading it right now to the upside, really. I'd be looking to maybe try to catch a lower high short because it made such a massive move already. At least in the interim, ultimately, I think gold's going to continue higher, but I think maybe you get some resting periods here where gold pulls back a bit. I think its monthly RSI is at like a 90 reading, so it's probably going to pull back here in the next couple months. So yeah, just if you're day trading it, hourly, maybe 4-hour chart, look at, or directional move, and then pay attention to what the dollar's doing, because usually it does the inverse of what the dollar does. Cool. INVZ we'll take a look at, and the Nasdaq we'll look at too. Nasdaq futures are down 0.5% right now. Not really that big of a deal. I think the Nasdaq looks okay. It looks like I made a double bottom. Looks like we're about to trend a bit higher on the Nasdaq. We're getting a 2-day cross up. Looks good. We got a bunch of bullish divergence here that's going to materialize. We could get a day or two here of sideways / down. That is in the cards. Where we could test this 19.3 level or something. I don't think any major moves down are coming here for the Nasdaq right now. Maybe retest this, make a higher low and then just go higher. Something like that. What's going on, man? XRP. Let's take a look at XRP. Since Robbie's in the house, he's going to want to look at XRP. XRP moon boys. All right. So your XRP kind of sandwiched between two moving averages here on the 2-day chart. Your weekly looks okay. Kind of broke back into this range. So, I would say, you could see like, 215s or whatever again, if this does pull back a bit. But I think ultimately you're going to go test $3 in the coming weeks, right? Your weekly here is, giving you a nice signal that could materialize into something. No confirmation yet on the weekly buy, so probably just some more consolidation in this range for XRP. Your 3-day looks good. You got some nice momentum here. So, you want to start to see closures above 250s, 240s, 250s to, go contest this 330 level. Is what I would say. I would say it looks good. Coming back into that range there, that's pretty good. That's good to see. Yeah, not too much has really changed in terms of my targets on this thing. So it's just about when it gets there. So yeah, your XRP looks good with the weekly bullish engulfing coming in. Like I said before, Tether looked like maybe it was going to bounce. So we could maybe see a bit of drawdown, a bit of pullback here, which is fine. INVZ, we'll take a look at that. INVZ, what is that? Innoviz Technologies. I like it, Flap. I like it. The double bottoms, man. Gotta like those. Those are good. You want to break, I think we charted this. You want to break back above 80 cents. You're pretty close to doing that. Very nice, though. Low risk area here. Swing it back up to, $1.75 region. Looks like. Or maybe even up to this candle here, 140s. And if you start really taking out 140s, well, we can talk about higher prices, but until you start really doing that on high time frames, I think that's probably a target for now. Yeah, this 135 region. And then, you start breaking that neckline up here at 160s. on high time frames, you know, we could talk about a major like a major, probably a major butterfly to maybe like the 618 or something, if it takes that out on high time frame. Don't know what it's going to do in terms of how and when and why, but right now that's what I'm seeing. In terms of momentum, I'm sure you're getting a weekly rotation right up right now. You are. So you're getting that nice weekly oscillation back up, telling you momentum is going to come back into the asset. Clearly, you got some buying pressure that came in down here, looking good. You want to start getting above these major moving averages to really flip the trend. And that's really it. I think it's low. It still remains to be a low risk swing trade from down here, given you can get back above these levels and really this momentum swing in, right? So looks good. I was actually looking at GameStop. I was actually looking at Game. Game was looking pretty good on the weekly. I thought anyway. Nice close back above the weekly 200 moving average. Yeah, you're in a channel, and you don't necessarily want to be in them until you break channels. But I think you could kind of strategize, kind of see, you know, a pennant formation here with, you know, looks like a nice bottom being put in, and you got your neckline break at 33. So as soon as you break $33 on GameStop, I think it's game time for GameStop. And you are. You got a nice weekly cross up here. Very nice. Nice and erect. Nice separation there on the stochastics. The 2-week also giving you that buy signal. The 3-week also giving you that buy signal. I think GameStop has got the momentum to break the structure, is what I'm saying, guys. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for that. I know a lot of you guys don't necessarily like to trade GameStop, but it's telling you to buy it. Just saying. And that's a big bull flag, right? That's a big boy bull flag if that breaks out. So I think I think we got maybe meme season coming here. That's what this is implying to me. And GameStop, you know, publicly announcing that they bought Bitcoin too. So there you go. There's some correlation to the crypto market to get some of that action. And I think once this breaks out, we're going to start to see these meme coins really take off in crypto too. So kind of just be patient. I think we're going to get a couple days here into maybe the close of the month where they go sideways or down or retrace a bit. But I think ultimately going into May, it should be pretty good from what I'm seeing anyway. I was also looking at NIO. I don't really like to trade the Chinese names, but this looks interesting down here. You know, no real high time frame confirmations on these channels or anything yet, but it looks like it's gonna eventually break that. You know, again, look at the squeeze you got going on here. This is a 3-week squeeze. This is a big squeeze. Okay, down here, I think you got value areas on this stock. I don't know, man. I mean, the technicals look good. So, if you believe in the technicals, then trade them. Right. So I think eventually, yeah, this does break. You know, I got a 618 target up here, a swing target, you know, maybe back up to $14 in the next 3 to 6 months or something for this thing once it breaks out. There's a lot of trades on the table right now. I got to say, there's a lot of trades on the table right now. Even the miners look good, right? All the Bitcoin miners look okay. Down here, CLSK putting in a higher low. Started to break this wedge here. So, yeah, I mean, CLSK probably, going to go back up to the top of its range eventually. I took a shot at some low cap the other day. I don't know if this is going to play out though, but this looks pretty good with this breakout and back test here. I'm just waiting for the follow through. I got in around this. Excuse me, around this 580 level. But yeah, if it starts taking out like, this 450 range, I'll just cut this trade. But again, you got this nice falling wedge. You got the breakout and the back test, and this could, really power a lot higher later on. There's no telling as to if it's actually going to do that or not. But if you look at high time frames like the monthly, your monthly RSI is a 32 reading, and this looks interesting. Look at the weekly, kind of ticked up here. I took a shot on this. I don't know if this is going to play out by any means, but it looks okay. It's okay. It's kind of going into a squeeze, you can see. We got a bit of rejection here. Yeah, so this might actually not break out right away. It might end up pulling back down, maybe make another low into the 280s or something, and then maybe it goes from there. I don't know what it's going to do, but could do something like that. I thought I was gonna get the move here. Didn't quite get it. I might have had to end up cutting that trade. That's fine. Such is life. This is part of the game we play here on the chart. Cool. Let's see. You guys want to look at anything else? You guys have any other tickers you guys want me to look at tonight? LRCX. Okay. Okay. So high time frame, monthly chart, kind of still holding its trend. And lots of buying coming in there. You can see that long wick. All right, that looks good. So if that buying continues, I think eventually, new all-time highs. As long as these markets continue going higher. You don't have any monthly momentum on your side just yet. That could flip, though. That could flip here at the end of the month. All right, so pay attention to that. The 3-week here, you can see it. The 3 weeks starting to build this divergence. There it is. Swing trades here are on the table. If that flips, I would say that looks good. Your 2-week time frame also probably flipping up or about to flip up. Your weekly here giving you the buy signal. That's why you got all those bids coming in down there at that low. You just got to get back above that 80 level. I think once you get back above that 81 level, you could start to flip that as support again and continue your trend. Looks good. I would say that looks pretty good from a technical point of view. On the long side, yeah. Okay, cool. You know what I was looking at the other day that looked pretty good was it's an oil company though, I believe. This stock was looking pretty good. I don't remember the name of it. It was a marine shipper or something. I don't know why I have these on my list. Was it this one? Oh. I think it was DHT. No. I don't remember which one it was now. Oh well. Upstart was looking pretty good. Upstart. Nice channel being respected there. Had deviation here, came back into it, respected it, back down. Now back up. That Wrecker stock was looking pretty good. They're actually based out of New Jersey. I think this is a decent company too. They've been flat for some time though. But look at, back down to the range low here. This could be a good spot to snag it. Looks decent. Looks okay. Yeah, let's see how that one plays out. It's a low capper. What's up, Chris? What are we sending, bro? You sending pulse chain assets? Yeah. I think we are going to send, just a matter of when. So, yeah, I just caution, man. Just caution on the daily on a lot of these, and some of them made major moves already. Probably going to pull them back a bit, reset them, and then go higher. Yeah. So, yeah, a couple days of whatever, maybe even a couple hours of whatever. Yeah. But ultimately, I think all these markets go up in the next few weeks. Next couple of weeks of probably some upside. You might get some consolidation this week or pullback. Nick mentioned before. And, you could consider them probably as buy the dip opportunities, I would say at this point. And that's pretty much it. I think just part of the course here. Let's take a look at some of these metrics I think that are important to look at. The altcoin season index. Fear and greed index is probably good. We're probably in greed right now. Oh, we're neutral. Okay. All right, so we're neutral. That's good. We were in greed yesterday. Very low reading of greed. Last week we just went from fear to greed in a week, dude. That's nuts. All right. The altcoin season index. That's something we should really look at. I think we're approaching that. Finally, we'll see. So on the yearly chart, you can see we're way down here. We're nowhere near an alt season, so to speak, what this says. The monthly also is, it's starting to tick back up on the month, right? So we had some alt months here. You could see we went from, a 6 reading to the 80 reading here. And this is a good gauge for where your altcoins, how they might perform for the next few months. We could look at total 3. You can see the top 50 performers here. Over the last month was Tau, Sui, Caspa, Trump Coin, Render. These have all been performing really well over the past month. This is a cool site. You guys should check this one out, blockchaincenter.net. So total 3. Look at total 3. I think that's important to look at. If you're trading altcoins or in altcoins. So I haven't looked at this chart in a while, but yeah, all right, cool. We just popped back above the 50-week moving average. Very nice. And looks like we broke this downtrend, so that's also very nice. And we're back above the 780 billion level. I think that's really good. This looks like a falling wedge that broke out. So we're looking probably back up to the 1 trillies. I think eventually it does that. It's going to get back up there. We might cap some stuff like that before we get up there, but something like that. I think that's your swing target right now, is back up to the $1 trillion levels. And I know everyone wants to just see fucking rip, but these structures need to develop and build before they can do stuff like that. But I do think eventually we will get an alt run, and that could end up, going there, or, I don't know, maybe even higher. Who knows how high it goes? But they keep crushing the dollar. I don't see why we don't get a massive risk on environment. So I think it's coming. Just got to be patient. Anything else you guys want to take a look at? Then we got some When Moon, yeah. That's always the question, dude. I think maybe in May we're gonna probably really start to kick off stuff, because right this very moment in time, I think we're in the trend shift period right now. We're starting to shift this trend, and people are wondering if this is a fake out or if this is real, or what's happening, and blah blah blah. How the sentiment goes, like that. So, but I think the most important thing to really look at is the global liquidity. Yeah, did you see that chart, bro? I bought it. I think it's going to be good. It'll probably pull back a bit right now or whatever. That's fine. Yeah, this chart's nuts, man. Yeah, I mean, look at this thing. This thing could do some numbers if we get an alt season. You got the 3-day buy signal. You got a 3-day RSI at 38. Your weekly giving you that signal too. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just trading the chart. Chart looks decent. I don't know what the hell this thing's going to do. I took a shot. Yeah, took a shot. I'm in a few different ones right now. I'm in this Sync coin too. Look at this chart, dude. This chart's stupid. Yeah, it just looks like it's rounding out a bottom and probably gonna, test these levels. And eventually, if we really get a bull run on these AI coins, it's like a big kind of U shape back up. That's a massive trade if that plays out. It's very low cap. It's going to be very volatile along the way, but it could produce something like that. Could do that. So yeah, overbought here on the daily. Probably going to pull it back. I mean, probably without a doubt pull it back. But yeah, I think I was looking at it. Was this it? Yeah. Okay, there's some data on TradingView on it. Look at this. Look at the squeeze on the 3-day chart. Yeah, this to me looked insane. When I saw this, I was like, oh, that looks pretty good. So I got some of this. I got some of the Opus coin. This Opus coin was looking pretty good too here, down here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really taking lots of risk on these, but again, you got these squeezes down here. If we get any sort of bullish momentum on Solana or ETH for those memes, then I think we get some upside. We get some nice upside on some of these. Oh. Cool. You guys good? I know everybody wants upside right now, but unfortunately, it's not. I mean, we did just get some upside, so I think we're going to get some pullbacks and some sideways for probably the rest of the month here, I would think. And then I think, they were let go away in May, but I think it's the opposite this time. I think it's, yeah, they will, dude. I mean, look at the global liquidity chart. It's clear as day what they're about to do with it. Yeah. And May 7th is also the ETH upgrade. So it's all kind of confluent with all that stuff. And, that's probably when ETH actually starts to rally and run and blah, 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 blah. Here's global liquidity on the monthly chart. Here's your breakout, man. They started the printing, dude. Yeah, it is, dude. It is. Yeah, dude, that looks like we're about to see some crazy money printing here. That hasn't done anything since February 2022, and they just started breaking it out. We're probably going to get a big influx of cash coming into these markets, and they start QE and they start the printers, and I think that's where we're at. Yeah. So just stay patient, chill. Try to get entries off your daily charts right now, I would say. Your 12-hour time frames. Wait for those resets, especially on assets that are in like those big squeezes on weekly time frames, because those take weeks or months to play out. So, you can position trade them, I think, for the next few months as we go into this uptrend, and kind of de-risk them as they start ripping out. So I think the whole point of trading those memes is actually to accumulate the underlying asset. Oh wow, this thing is getting wrecked right now. The underlying asset that they're paired against. So, for this particular one, it would be the virtuals coin. And then you look at the pairing and you're like, oh, well, it's bottomed out against virtuals. Yeah. So like, okay, if this thing makes a big spike against virtuals, even if it just does one of these, you just roll it into virtuals, which is the main protocol, or you roll it into ETH or something, right? And I think that that's the whole play with these baby coins, is to capture those major moves. I mean, yes, also, take profits into dollars and whatever you need to do with it. But if your ultimate goal is to accumulate ETH or accumulate, the protocol coin here, while they're still in the midst of their rallies, then that's how you build your stack, right? And I think that that's the play. That's how you do it. Because if you caught some of those memes like last run up, you could have accumulated a S ton of Solana or an S ton of ETH doing that. But right now, ETH is so cheap. I think this is the best time to play these memes because they're going to outperform ETH, especially if they're low cap and they get volume. Like here, look at this one versus the wrapped ETH chart, for example. All right. Right, so this hasn't broken out versus ETH just yet, but when it does, if and when it does, it's implying a move to break, right? So where could it get to, right? How much ETH can you really make off something like this? Well, nobody really knows where it's going to end up going, but if it respects these ranges, then it's something along the lines of the top of the range, right? And that would mean like you can almost 3x your ETH bag off something like this. I don't know. See how this goes. It's just something I saw and caught my eye, and well, it's got a decent. I mean, it's a low cap. It's got liquidity. Does some trading volume. And they probably have a pretty big community. So, yeah, I mean, see how it goes. And you can see all the divergence here. Like, look at the amount of divergence on this chart is insane. So if that doesn't build out a big move, then, man, I failed at looking at charts. But to me, that looks like it's about to do some crazy stuff. We'll see how it goes. Right? All you can do as a trader is try to get as much of an edge as possible on the chart and put yourself in that position. Nobody knows how it's going to end up playing out. Nobody, especially with a meme coin, nobody knows if it's like, oh, this thing just did a 50x. Nobody knows if that's going to happen. But the chart's implying a nice move. So I took a trade. See how it goes. All right, looks like we lost like everybody. So I'm going to stop talking. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next week. Like I said before, I do suspect some pullbacks here in the next day or two, maybe even into like midweek, maybe Wednesday or Thursday or whatever. Basically, but they might pull it back until the Fed meeting. That could happen. So we'll see what happens. That'll be like 2 weeks away. I don't know if we're going to do 2 weeks of downside, but I think we'll maybe get a few days of pullback, maybe a week of pullback. We'll see. Wait for those dailies to reset. That could take some time. All right. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next week. See you then.